What the fuck was that?
Fixing bars is easy. Fixing people is tough.
Hello and welcome, my Sean Beans. I mean my scene beans. I mean my scene kids. What up, guys? It is Warped Tour weekend, which means the Vans Warped Tour had just happened. I wasn't there. Could not have gone. It's not a tour this year. It's more of a Warped festival.
Look out, world! 2 cougars on the prowl.
And it just so happened to be about 15 years since we have celebrated 15 years of Warp. Oh my God. Let me see. Do I have, let me try this one.
Have you actually ever seen any punk bands?
I thought it'd be a good time to go back to the 15-year Warped Tour Anniversary Edition and do a little tier list, because this year they do something a little different. They do a special opening Warped Tour event. A Warped Tour festival contains a lot of bands that are going to be on the tour, but also contains some special performances that you typically wouldn't get at your normal stop on the Vans Warped Tour. This is a special DVD where they do represent the Vans Warped Tour like they have on many DVDs before, but in this one, they are doing a special performance with special interviews that are unlike the other performances where they just pick a normal stop on the Vans Warped Tour like Ventura. Usually the first California stop is the one that they film, and I will gladly go over those years and judge those performances on our tier list. This year being the 15-year anniversary and also being an anniversary since this one took place, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to go over the performances that are presented and then judge them on a tier list. Now, I think I should break down what our categories are. The top tier, number one, if this is a performance that just grabs me, that just gooses me, then I'm gonna put it at our number one spot, which is I drove here just for this. In '09, the Vans Warped Tour in Washington State would take place at the Gorge. Beautiful venue, but it is in Eastern Washington. If you don't know, Eastern Washington is a heck of a trek from Western Washington. I drove here just for them is a really big ask, because those sets are what, 25, 30 minutes, an hour if they're a special headliner band. Driving out to the Gorge specifically for a band is top honors. Next one down we have would prioritize this set. When you walk into the Vans Warped Tour, you see the big blown up schedule that everyone can see the bands and the stages they're playing and the times they're gonna play at. At that moment, you typically plan your day, and I would prioritize must-see bands. These are sets that we cannot miss. If it is 7 o'clock, we are not at the Ernie Ball stage, then I am gonna flip my. Next down we have if no one better is playing. Sometimes you have kind of a gap in the schedule where you're looking at it and you're like, I'm not in love with any of these bands. I've heard Set It Off. I've heard of the Main. They're kind of okay. So I guess if no one better is playing during their set, I'll probably just go check them out. Maybe I'll be over in that area for a signing. Maybe I can check out some of the merch tents on the way to that stage. Next one down is a friend wanted to watch them. A band I necessarily would not want to go see, but since the girl you like texts you and says, hey, I'm in the pit of 303, you're like, well, God damn it. We both drove all this way to attend the same event. I gotta say hi. And at the very, very bottom, we have would actively avoid trying to hear them. When you're walking through the Warped Tour, there's a lot of cross sounds. Sometimes you hear a band playing and you can recognize it. There are some bands that will ruin my mood and make me feel worse for the day. So I personally would just actively try to avoid them. Hopefully, none of the songs that we're about to see will fit into that last category. Curious if we'll have any that will fit into this top one. Did I spell prioritize wrong? Boom. With all that being said, I am Grace. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Go to the description of this video or the bio on my YouTube for my link tree where you can support me, listen to my music, check out my other stuff that I do. And that's the links. That's where the links are. You know where to go. Perfect. Let's start.
All right, Vans, Warped Tour fans, hello!
There are some festivals, events where they have this rotating stage concept. Basically, while one band is playing on one side, behind them on the other side, you have the other band setting up and getting ready to play. They get around this technical aspect on the actual Vans Warped Tour by just splitting the main stage in two. So at the Gorge, you have the main stage that's at the bottom of the big hill, and then they would literally split that in two where one half is one band and the other half is the other band, and one band setting up while the other band's setting up. Kind of annoying because as you're playing live, you get out your peripheral, other people moving equipment, which some people that might actually legit bother them. What's nice about the wall is you don't really get that effect. You're out here with the audience, and whatever is going on behind here is out of your hands, out of your control. The bad thing about this setup, this special theater performance, is I don't really feel like it's representative of Warped Tour just visually. If you look at any set of Warped Tour, it's a summer festival. So you see a lot of people in the sun. You see a lot of tank tops. You see bands wearing merch and dressing in cut-off skinny jeans like you wouldn't anywhere else. I'm curious if these bands will come off the way they're supposed to. And it's also funny that Kevin Lyman got all these people. This isn't Kevin Lyman. I don't know why I circled. It's funny that Kevin and the Warped Tour corporation group made this event come together for this DVD, and they probably wanted just better control of the environment for the DVD. So I understand why they moved to a theater. I think this is going to produce better quality video and better sounding music, but I still don't know if this is a good representation of the feeling, of the vibe, of the welcome to the Warped Tour that we're so desperately trying to capture in this 15-year anniversary edition.
It is fantastic to see you. My name is Steven. I don't know.
Steven from, hold on. Steven's Untitled Rock Show. That's what it is. On Fuse TV, guys, there's once a channel solely dedicated to music and Degrassi, and it was called Fuse. Do you remember it? Do you guys remember Fuse?
I don't know if you know me. I used to host a show called Steven's Untitled Rock Show.
Bear is slang for a large, hairy, gay man.
Can I tell who's setting up just solely based on their outlines? It's an older band. They're wearing all black. I don't know. It kind of looks like Mighty Boss Tones or what's that one? Street Dogs?
To my left, ladies and gentlemen, the best sunset band the Gorge has ever seen, the Aggrolites.
Sunset band the Gorge has ever seen. Is that a reference to the Gorge, Washington? Did they play at Sunset? What does that mean in the context of here? Just saw these guys with the Aquabats, and the Aggrolites are a very competent ska reggae band. If you could just give me the most standard ska reggae you've ever heard, it would look and sound like this, and that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. For a first performance to hype up the crowd, even if you don't know this band, if I went to any event and these were the guys playing with this amount of energy, we're having a good time. Always appreciate a bass's front scener. If your front man is playing bass, know that bass is gonna have a little more of an impact, and you know that scener's just showing off, just like, hey, I could take it easy. I could just strum a guitar, but no. Are we done with that one? Okay. That was a good starter. We have the Aggrolites. Let me find them. We have the Aggrolites right here, and that was a fun, good performance. Though, if I'm here, if I'm a teenager at the Vans Warped Tour in '09, when the scene, the emo, screamo, metalcore scene is at its all-time high, I don't know if I would start my set off with a kind of older skewing ska reggae two-tone band. To sort of respect Vans for doing that. There is something about the Vans Warped Tour, how it can expose you to bands with an older, classic, more punk sound, a band that may have actually directly influenced a lot of newer bands that you're probably there to watch. Would I go out to the Vans Warped Tour just to see the Aggrolites? Probably not. Probably not. I like them. They're not a headliner. There's a reason why they are the opener. They are rarely a headliner. So would I prioritize their set? Would I look at the Aggrolites and would I go, God damn, we gotta watch? I think honestly, if no one better is playing, this is like the best example of like
Slang for a large, hairy gay man.
it's the best example of I would sit through it. I would watch it. I wouldn't be angry. I would have a good time. I would partake. I have never regretted sitting through Aggrolite's set. Do regret using Tearmaker because they are out of control with the ads. Holy guys. I think they fit firmly and perfectly right in the middle. So where do we go from here? Does it get better? Does it get worse? Do we go up? Do we go down? People seem excited. We're kind of just awkwardly in the crowd now.
How many fans of 303 are here? Put your hands up. 303 is in Europe. They really wanted to be here, so they decided to tape a little shout out.
What the happened? Untitled Steven over here was like, who likes 303? Yo, everybody of this motherfucker, who likes 303? I'm curious if the audience going into this, if they know the bands that will be playing, or is this a surprise to them as well? Are they coming to this event? Maybe it's free. Maybe they paid a discounted price for it. Warped Tour has historically always been very affordable for the sheer amount of entertainment you're getting. Price per band is unbeatable. So when Steven comes out and he's like,
my tits stand up like the American flag.
and everybody obviously is like, of course, yes, let's go. 303. It's really, really funny for him to turn around and hit them with, they're not here. We try to get them. Trust us, kids. And they refuse. They refuse. They said they did not want to do it. Not for you, not for anyone, not for this crowd. We're done. But they did send a video. Well, let's see it. Let's see what the goddamn
Who opened a window?
Steven over here is gonna play a video. What could that be?
An exclusive performance from 303 from their hometown of Denver, Colorado. We taped it for you.
Were there boos? Hold on.
Denver, Colorado. We taped it for you. It is Starstruck. Enjoy.
He is trying so hard to not piss off the crowd. We filmed it for you. That's why we got this video over here. So everyone look over here. Do not look at me. Watch that screen. We got 303. Very exciting. I love this. Honestly, this is going so well that I'm personally disappointed that they've never tried anything like this since. From the Aggrolites, what a tone shift.
Woo! You guys having a good
They
time
have an actual
today?
bassist?
This is called Starstruck.
Of course I know this song. You have to remember, in '09, I was 16 years old, and I was a 16-year-old scene kid. I saw the internet and I flew.
Nice flex, Daisy Dukes makes the man go.
Are they improvising? I didn't know they were changing. They don't care. The kids don't give a fuck. It's weird how blatantly sexually almost misogynistic. It's misogynistic in the way of how like stereotypical it is, where it's like, I like a girl who's hot because hot girls are the hot ones. So, you know, nice legs, Daisy Dukes. Come on, fellas. Obviously, times change, and it's like, if you ain't thick, if you ain't filling out them Daisy Dukes, then what good are they? But I wonder if these teenagers, how did we internalize it at the time? It was such a weird, ironically misogynistic time where almost the more misogynistic you were made you more of a feminist, and girls like try to be cool and progressive by being like into it. I don't know. It was a weird time and may have been a direct correlating line that drove us to exactly where we are today. I don't know. The scene's weird. It's like water. It flows in and out. And you're like, are these new waves or are these the same waves over and over again?
Tight jeans, double D's, make your beat go.
Like the double D's line. I don't know if that's funny, if it's sarcastic, or if it's like, I like big tits, you like big tits, big tits, big tits. I need to do like a complete breakdown of 303 as an artist, as a group, because they are such a weird time capsule and oddity to the time period, to the scene. And I just don't recall enough of it to be able to form like an actual opinion on the effects that they could have had. I think what also strikes me is like how uncharismatic these guys are. So even he's confused about it. He's like, these are the fucking dorks that are so sexual. I don't know if it's ironic because they're not really playing characters. They're playing douchebags and they're playing themselves. They're probably playing this guy right here with the double sunglasses on. Is it sincere?
Push it, baby, out of control.
I guess what I'm stuck on now is like from the perspective of the people. If I'm in the crowd over here, then I just watched this video of 303 in Colorado playing, then I guess I would still see this little documentary that I play after it. I'm gonna let this video finish, this portion finish, and then I'll grade the performance that I just saw.
Warped Tour was our first real tour, so it was exciting. It was a little scary.
It was their first real tour. I blame Kevin for everything.
It's very personal as a festival too, so I think that those qualities make it.
I did not expect him to sound like that when he talked, to be honest. Hey, is this a gorge? Whoa. Our stop in August was usually like the very last stop of the Warped Tour. Then it would go back down to LA and finish a tour. So is this DVD that we're watching after the Warped Tour, which would make sense because 303 played this year at the Gorge and they were on the main stage at the Gorge. That's definitely a gorge behind them, and I'm pretty sure this is the Gorge. My very own gorge in my backyard, 2.5 hours that way.
Formal dances.
Formal dance. Warped Tour prom and
mixers.
Okay, that was it. So as that video ends, then the next band starts playing and it starts spinning around. So like before the audience can even get mad, they're like, shit, guys, you gotta keep playing. We gotta just keep going. They're not happy about 303 being on the monitor. They may have enjoyed the song. I don't think it was enough to hold them over, so let's just get the nuts band out here quick. I must judge that 303 performance. Did I drive? Would I drive to see 303? Maybe in this year, maybe in the year 2025, if 303 played the Warped Tour, which I think they are. Is 303? Yeah, 303 played this current year. So they are playing this year. Interesting. Would I drive to see them? Probably not then. Let's be honest. This was what I brought up earlier. I literally only saw them because I had a friend in the pit and I wanted to go say hi to her. So 303, I would literally only watch them if a friend asked me to, and I would go because I'm a good friend. And just because I would happen to know every single song they would play does not mean that I am a willing participant in this experience. Much like how this crowd was not a willing participant in that video experience. All right, we got body count. We got Ice-T himself. No, he's on SVU. No, he's on a Law and Order SVU, or is he on like NCIS? He's on Law and Order. That's what I thought. One of the great rap artists to come over and make just really good metal hardcore music, and he does it in a way that is very reminiscent of like old school 80s, early 90s hardcore that you don't really hear anymore. If I'm in the audience and I just sat through a very disappointing 303 video, and then this is what turned around after that, I'm back in. I'm locked in. I'm opening that pit up. Shit's about to go down, and if you're not ready for it, if you're here to take pictures on your little snappy snap, then you need to get the girl. Is that a BlackBerry right there? My God, what is that, like 2 megapixels? Does he actually think he's in the special unit? Who gave Ice-T a gun? And if I'm in the audience, should I be worried? He said he has a body count. This entire band is about body count. And I'm standing here in a room full of bodies. There's a lot I can count.
Body counts in the house! Body counts in the house!
Warped Tour is kind of like a traveling circus, you know? You get out there, you knew you were going to camp.
Why are you interrupting my body count? Did the audience see the little documentary video footage of 303 talking about their experience on the Warped Tour? Or was that edited in, much like Ice-T here is edited in? Because obviously the performance wouldn't have been cut off if you're seeing it live. Now I'm confused about the choices being made.
Nobody was making, but it's really some cowboy shit, really, you know. But it's a rite of passage. That means you're a band that's willing to rough it. It's not a prissy tour. It's not a tour where you go out there and you...
I don't know if I like the word prissy. Like, have you seen some of the bands that you're playing with? Second off, weird house, like I was talking about the Gorge, and then they're showing it. It's like they know it's the prettiest venue they have. Warped Tour fans ruined it. Gotta be honest, Warped Tour fans did ruin it for everyone, unfortunately, and now they do it at the White River Amphitheater, which White River Amphitheater is fine. It's awful to drive to because it's not only in farmland, but it's mountainous farmland. So you gotta go up and over and weave. And so this is the Gorge. Right now we're on top of the hill that is looking down at the main stage. And this main stage, they split in half. And I actually might be like somewhere in this crowd. This is so funny. So they split this main stage in half. And while one band is playing, the other band's setting up. And then this grass area is so big that all the other stages are so far off that there's like hardly any noise bleeding.
Like, because a lot of the women, the wives say, yeah, I want to go on tour with you a weekend. They're like,
Who opened a window?
Sleep. You might be a successful band. On the year we went, Black Eyed Peas were out there doing rap, and Eminem.
The Black Eyed Peas were on Warped Tour, and Eminem?
Now, before he had broke.
What year was this? Are we done? Is there no more body count? Is there no more body count? I only get half of a body count song. But like, if I saw them at the Warped Tour, if I'm at the Warped Tour, if I'm at the board and I see body count is playing, I'm gonna prioritize their set, especially based off just a little I saw there. The theatrics they're bringing to it. I love that. That is up my wheelhouse. They're like my chem, but with like a street game insane curve to it, and that's a lot of fun in my opinion. Now, I suppose we're switching to NOFX. We're going old school. We're getting our punk cred, which the audience, if they booed at the thought that 303 is not actually playing, then I'm curious what they're thinking during all these older punk sets. Is this music that they really even enjoy?
Think I should do it like this? Look at me. Yo, Ice, watch my show.
Oh, cool. They get to watch the set. We're backstage while Body Count is playing during a show that we're supposed to be watching, but now we get to go back with the bands, and now we're the bands watching the band play. Not sure if I like this camera. I don't like where it's taking me. Yo, Body Count, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture.
Actually, we weren't on the very first.
Yo, Fat Mike isn't that bad.
So what if the kids in the audience of the movie theater notice and go, ooh, I've already gone to Fandango and purchased my tickets for the showing of the movie.
They're talking about this. They're gonna present this DVD in a theater. Is this DVD playing in a theater that they're invited to? I'm confused. I'm terribly confused.
Yeah, that's me on the screen.
And they're gonna say, hey, can we get the Fat Beaner down in the front? Down in front, Fat Beaner.
This is important. This is opening in 12 theaters next week.
Is it like a Fathom Events? You know, when Fathom Events is like for one night only, Regal Cinemas is gonna have Phantom of the Opera, the stage production, filmed and presented in theatrical format. They're doing that with this DVD, which it might have been cool. It might have been cool to watch the Warped Tour experience, like when 303 via video played in Colorado. It's been a while since I've heard like a full song from a band. Maybe we'll get one now. Why must we stay? This track typically does not have that guy on it, and I gotta say, an incredible addition. We typically don't get the saxophone either, so overall, this is like a song I already enjoy live, but a version of it that they're doing like even more special because they know it's gonna be in theaters. It really feels like to me, NOFX is picking like their best showcase of a song, the best song they've ever written that isn't political or punk. And I think they've really done something to elevate it here with the addition of this other artist, other feature. You know they're never gonna be enough space. Why must we stay?
Jews, Mexicans, and blacks can get along.
That might be a career best by NOFX. That is incredible. So I would say, honestly, NOFX is a band that I would prioritize their set this year. And this was honestly my only chance to see NOFX live. We opted to go watch The Gallows instead, which The Gallows were literally my favorite band at the time. So they were the one band on the entire lineup that I would sacrifice NOFX to go watch. Do I regret that choice? Not at all. Do I appreciate this inclusion on this DVD? Yeah, absolutely. This is just NOFX is not my favorite band, but I enjoy enough of their songs to get a lot out of a full set by them. So they're gonna go there.
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
Done. What's next? What? Whoa, what the f? What is,
Who opened a window?
what is going on here? They're freaking out. Who the f is it? Is it Yellow Card? I don't see a violin. I had a suspicion. Listen, I might have been hard on these guys in the past. I may have talking shit about them. They have redeemed themselves. They have clawed themselves back from obscurity to be a band for the people, specifically the college-going crowd. And I say, think yes. that we have a legacy band, a legacy act like the All-American Rejects to bring live music to a new generation. He looks ridiculous though. He does look kind of silly. Oh my god, this is the third bassist frontman we've had today. The Aggrolites, NOFX, and now All-American Rejects. Bass is king, baby. I'm not gonna even attempt to grab my bass. I will break the thing. And I don't want to break the thing. Are they not good live? Very interesting to go from NOFX, a band where the crowd wasn't incredibly excited, but the hype for All-American Rejects at this time is so incredibly high, their anticipation diminishes their actual performance. The crowd is f***ing losing their shit. This crowd of mostly young people are losing their shit for this band, and I would say they're being outperformed by everyone else here. No hate towards All-American Rejects, but they are being horribly outperformed.
Dan, dismantle the titty corner and set up a pulpit.
Your mother has a sickness!
Is he on something? The shit is this? I'm sorry, what? Can we dissect that for a second?
Fixing bars is easy. Fixing people is tough.
Okay. What is this performance? Did this band all do coke before they came out? I just want you to see the crowd that's very excited for this performance. That one was honestly rough. I'm gonna let the boys speak for themselves. I'm gonna hear what the boys have to say, but personally for me, that was a rough one. Answer for yourselves.
On this tour in 2002, 2003, 2003.
Does he have an All-American Rejects tattooed on his chest? I just want to make sure that that's correct, that that is something that he has.
Warped Tour is double scoops of beans.
Avatar!
They had like 10,000 people in front of the Little Marie stage. Warped Tour builds bands.
The marketing behind you guys definitely helped.
You just gotta convince them that you're a legitimate band.
Are you telling me that these assholes got to play 2 songs and you cut off body count? I'm changing the parameters of this tier list and I am judging them solely based off of this performance, okay? So NOFX, I drove just to see them because that's how fucking good that song was. Body count, I would prioritize them and I would be really pissed off if their set got cut off. The Aggrolites, and no one better to playing at the time. 303, I would literally just sit there and listen to that shit if someone else was forcing me. So let's see if All-American Rejects can All-American do better than that first song, because that sucked ass. Let's see if the drugs can stabilize a little bit, just enough for them to get through. Move along.
That them's the breaks.
Their songs don't require anything. I know it looks like I'm stroking it, but it also feels like they're stroking it as well, because their songs are written in a way where he doesn't stop the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you forget your lyrics there? No. 21 Pilot, what the f? I guess I accidentally pressed nets on my stream deck and it went to a 21 Pilot documentary. Yeah, I would love to watch a 21 Pilots documentary, of course. Of course, I'm into that. That is definitely a band I got into. No, I listen to respectable music, okay? Like 303 and All-American Rejects. They really feel like they're doing something powerful here, don't they? I know I shouldn't make fun of someone else's performance, but goddamn, dude, this is like supposed to be a respectable band, and I'm just like, who gives a shit what I say? And they loved it. God damn it, dude. They feel like fucking gods. They're walking off like they just killed the night, and they're like, try to follow that one up, bitches.
Yeah, we had a blast. Hopefully it sounded okay.
Why do they get so much fanfare?
Nervous.
Check it out. Who cares?
For those who do...
Shut the up. Gonna actively avoid them. That was ass, dude. That was straight trash, dude. And they got 2 songs. Kevin, you son of a bitch. You motherfucker, you. I know this chick. This chick opens up the other Warped Tours. I've seen her. I've seen her on the other Warped Tours. I wonder what she's doing now.
My name is Tiffany Mink.
Whoa, she's finally learned to color the rest of her hair.
Welcome to my channel. I've never had my own YouTube channel, so I'm just gonna figure it out as we go along. But what I can tell you is that this channel is really gonna be pretty Disney-centric. I plan on going to the parks a lot. I plan on doing some fashion stuff, maybe some makeup stuff, maybe some covers.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me this girl is a Disney adult? That's fucking crazy. Of course she would do Disney content. She would go to red carpets. Hustle for it. Hustle for that Disney dollar. I hope she's doing well. If she's not doing well, then everybody, smoke went out for Tiffany.
And now I'm here celebrating with you guys.
Tiffany, I'm here.
2 people are excited
Tiffany.
to see. These guys think it's NOFX. On the count of 3, I want everybody else to say who they're most excited to see about tonight.
Is this at the beginning of the show? Who edited this? It's trash.
Pete Wentz is here with Brendan and Spencer from Panic at the Disco. They've got a group called Decadence All-Stars that are going to put on something.
Wait, what? Pete Wentz is here with Panic at the Disco members. Some project I've never heard of called Decadence of All-Stars. And they're gonna perform for us? Do you know any of these fucking songs? Okay, I guess.
Special for you guys in just a little bit. So,
I don't know if the crowd liked that one.
I'll be back later and I will see you guys in the pit. Have fun.
I don't think the crowd's excited for this one. Really feels like they're just kind of letting some of these legacy bands do whatever the they can. Like, sorry, boss, we couldn't get them. All I could do was manage one Fall Out Boy and a couple of discos. Let's hear it. Why do they get to walk out on stage? What a dumb name. That's even worse than Panic at the Disco. That's dumb. That's stupid. Brennan, did you think of that? That was stupid.
Thanks for the concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
It's alright, tell me what you think about me.
Well, this is weird. The only songs I can find is this Warped Tour performance. Doesn't seem like this project really lasted long with these members doing Blink-182 covers. I can't imagine why.
Timing and structure, did you hear?
Don't say it.
Show up and walk by on the arm of that gay guy. And walk by on the arm of that gay guy. On the arm of that gay guy. On the arm of that gay guy.
Oh my Brandon.
Even some of the guys nowadays love to have a hot actor in the film. You know, it's all good.
It's not all good. Different time. Different time. I bet you fucking Pete told him to say that. He was like, yo, everyone keeps calling us like gay. I did not think personally you could make a cover of Blink-182's Damn It with Brendan Urie singing any fucking worse than it already was. Downright offensive. I wanted to skip it, but now I have to listen to it to see if there's any more homophobia hidden in it.
It was fun. It was crazy. Our bus like broke down. It was 90 degrees on the bus.
Honestly, Pete, I don't give two flips. See,
it's
okay,
really good
he's
for
like a
you
little...
as a band. Well, I mean, for us.
They were partying with All American Rejects. This is like my meta canon, is that All American Rejects and Fall Out Boy, P-Wens are all rolling and tripping.
I miss like the Warped Tour water, which is kind of crazy because it's like Hygiene 2 and Baby.
Blink-182. Awesome. There is a video they made specifically.
He loves doing that. He loves going, who likes Blink-182? Awesome. Look towards the screen to your right. You're going to see a special announcement by them.
We got involved.
Then he fucks off. Okay, let's see this interview. Already loving the body language. I love seeing them slumped over. How close are they to breaking up as a band is my question.
When it was probably just a year or two into its infancy, it was a lot of bands that we enjoyed listening to.
Is Mark okay? Mark, you can leave. You don't have to sit next to him.
You hear that we did it with...
Do they know that Brendan Urie just played the worst cover of their fucking song that anyone has ever heard? Do they know that that literally just happened seconds before this video is going to be played?
And there was like a sense of camaraderie.
Feeling nothing but camaraderie between these two. These two are as tight as two pressurized tectonic plates.
Kevin Lyman is the first one up every single morning. He's the last one to go to sleep every single night.
Always think Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Put me on the stage. Kevin, please let me play. Kevin, I'll play the Warped Tour. Let me do it. Let good Ed New play Warped Tour this year.
Have you actually ever seen any punk bands?
I don't think I have.
To this one place where music and like-minded individuals that dress the same, think the same, and they repel the same. And you know what that is? That's like a traveling Woodstock for this generation.
Mark doesn't believe that.
And you know what that is? That's like a traveling Woodstock for this generation.
Mark kind of does I'm sorry, Tom, what? I feel like Tom gets that a lot. And now we're playing the Rock Show music video because it mentions Warped Tour. And then, of course, the link's not here. I'm not gonna, how do I grade the Rock Show? Sorry, I forgot the performance I watched because, what the was that? Decay Dance All-Stars? I would probably actively try to avoid listening to them, even fully knowing who they are. Even being a huge Panic and Fall Out Boy fan at the time, I would personally actively avoid hearing anything these people do together.
The past 6 years, except for last year, we didn't do any of it.
What a weird sidebar. Hey kids, we couldn't get Blink-182 here, but we have members of other bands playing a Blink song. Then we're gonna let Blink show you their new music video. Aren't you glad you're here? And I guess if I paid money to go to a movie theater, would I be glad that they played a Blink-182 music video in the middle of what was supposed to be a live performance, 90-minute video, that there was a 4-minute interlude with a music video from a band that didn't even bother to show up? This is 09? This is 09 and they're showing a music video from Rock Show? That doesn't make sense. This is 2009. Just because it says Warped Tour? Oh no, can someone check on Aaron? Even Spencer looks a little burnt out.
Every single day you're eating in the same place as the other band.
It's awesome to share the stage with bands like Thrice and Plus and Jake, and just to get to meet these dudes who you used to listen to when you were younger.
I love how in every band there's some members that are like, yeah, it's a fun experience. You come out here, you party, it's hard, it's grueling. Then you have these other guys that are like, yeah, it's just incredible to see all these other acts and to be out here and to get to experience other bands that you look up to. You always see who's like the musician out of the band? Who's the person that's like really into what it means to be an artist? And I appreciate that. I appreciate that there's that type of person in a lot of these bands. There has to be.
We're sharing a dressing room with IC. I'm hoping to get a high five and or a hug, depending on how he feels. You know?
Oh, they're a little more brighter here. They're a little more enthusiastic. This must be before a set, and then that last interview must be after they played a set, because they look fucking burned.
I had the privilege of seeing these guys every day on Summer. Give it up for Underoath, guys.
She would like the Christian rock group. I see right through you. You're not a true scene being. You're not a scene queen whatsoever. I don't want to play Warped Tour. I just want to be the Tiffany of the Nets Warped Tour. I want to be the one that's like, kids, you heard of Underoath? Cool. They're playing now. Why do some bands walk out on stage while others have to let it rotate with them on it? Keeps me on my toes. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the purpose. Maybe they spun it around and it was like a false start and they're like, fuck it. No, get off stage. We'll just leave it where it is. You come and you walk out because we're not changing it for the DVD. What song are we playing? That scream was fucking sick, Spencer. Good job. And then the breakdown they're about to go into. Oh,
Have you actually ever seen any punk bands?
Ignore that one. Ignore that one. Look at this one.
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
Okay. The pit would not be ready for me. No one is gonna be ready for the elbows that I'm throwing now. Let them play too. Let them play too. Go, go, go.
Humanity collapsed at free fall speeds.
Upsetting.
Dan, dismantle the titty corner and set up a poker table.
Who opened a window?
On truth.
I want the song of the American dorm room.
Okay, good for you.
I love how dirty Spencer is. Spencer looks like he slept in this shirt for the entire Warped Tour, and he hasn't washed himself once. So just grimy, so dirty. I got caught up in that performance. That's how good they are. They commanded that room. They didn't care who you were there to see, what you were interested in. They try to bring it out to a very personal level. And the fact that they were able to get that sort of command over the room within just 2 songs is incredible. And it speaks to just like how good of performers they are and how incredibly talented as musicians they are. For those songs are just a showcase of just energy and mood and just like a talent. Underoath, I drove here just for them and they did not disappoint. I'm in a good mood now. Hopefully the Nets band does not ruin that mood. In the middle of an interview.
Yeah,
do I like Rise Against
and there's
at
a lot
this
of
point?
friendly
This is when they're blowing up. This is probably like at their most respected moment where they're hardcore fans. They're old school fans who got into them for Like a Prayer or got really into them for Siren Song of the Counterculture. This album was kind of a test to see if they can break into being a mainstream radio rock band, punk band, and still maintain their progressive political message. They are featured on Guitar Hero And their music videos, I remember being played consistently on MTV. I would be excited to hear from
know
them.
that across the
He
field,
looks so
you walk
young,
from one
my
stage
God.
where you just saw some band.
And this song is for NOFX. Make some noise for NOFX, everybody. We're brilliant.
Your mother has a titty corner and set up a poker table.
No. It feels when nothing real but weeds. I found a flower and nothing because of you. I haven't stopped so long. Thank you. We're up to it. Los Angeles. Take care of each other. We'll see you next.
What a pal. What a guy. At this point in time, given the material they put out, I would prioritize their set. They played a good performance. It's an energetic song. Their formulaic, kind of bombastic chorus followed by an energetic, punky verse had not gotten tired at this juncture yet. So I would say, personally for me, I'm going to prioritize their set. What do we got now?
We did one of the earliest Warped Tours.
Baby. Ozzo. Yep.
For whatever reason, the Warped Tour family is just took in such a...
Let's hear it. I don't know what you guys sound like. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What's your music?
We had a 30 in the morning.
Do it.
We were driving.
Do it. I just want the performance. Just want the performance. I don't care about the fluff anymore. I'm so over the interviews. Here for this. I want to see it spinning. I want to know as an audience. Personally, I would have liked to just see what this audience has seen. Where they're like, we're making a movie over here. A little bit of a tone switch from Rise Against. I feel like Rise Against after Underoath already is kind of softening it, but we're like a little slope, and then we just kind of hooked it. I said a hip hop, a hippity hop, a hip hop, and you don't stop the rock. This reminds me of I was sitting on the hill at the gorge during Sasquatch Fest one year. And I sat through a Chromeo set. Chromeo? Do you know what Chromeo is? I thought I sat through a Chromeo set. And it kind of feels like this.
Everybody shows up.
They're so like childish and horny. It's weird. They're still socializing. Oh my God. I'd be fucking so annoyed during this set. Guys, I gave you a chance. I'm going to say if a friend wanted me to see them, if a friend brought me to that set, I would sit through it, mostly because I would probably want to see the band playing after them. I mean, like, I'll sit through some band I never heard of. If you say they're okay, I'll go sit through them. But then, honestly, when they're just like...
But them's the breaks.
It's like, what can you do? And then whatever. And then we just move on. We hit size. So
special person, someone who's changed the lives of everybody here. I cover a lot of festivals, but there's only one festival that feels like home, and that's because of this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Lyman.
Kevin, I will kill
Guys, first of all, I want to thank you.
He loves this.
Bow
to me.
I just like to get up and work, but there's so many. And right now, I feel like I can do it another 15 years, all right?
Fixing bars is easy. Fixing people is tough.
And every musician is a punk rocker that plays my tour. You may not think so. They may not play the sounds, something you think. But they get in those vans, they travel around the country, and they grow and hopefully get to do this the rest of their life.
Who are we going to end this extravaganza with, this Vans Warped Tour 15-year celebration? Who?
And this is a quick story. 1996, and that was Pennywise, and they backed me. NOFX backed me that year. But we're going to have a little fun, and as we like to do to the Warped Tour, we're going to...
Bad Religion!
A little weird that he started off talking about Pennywise to wind up at Bad Religion, but love them. Bad Religion.
But them's the breaks.
No. That was an accident. I want it to be clear and scored. I want this how serious I am. I'm going to enlarge me. I want it to be clear that was a miss punch. Bad Religion is not mid. I would jam them.
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
Thank you all for coming. We're Bad Religion.
Love them.
This song's called The New Dark Ages. Yeah, can you hear
crowd really showed up for that one. Bad Religion. I came here for them. I came here just for them. I want to see the Bad Religion. They didn't disappoint. Is there more?
Kevin came up with this idea
One
to
more
do this
song.
thing, like the Warped Tour, like
Thanks,
boom,
Kevin.
all
Everybody,
my favorite
thank
bands.
Kevin.
The beer's
Be
already
sure
in
to
the ice
praise
chest.
Kevin. Don't
You
forget
find
that
the porta
name,
potty,
Kevin Lyman. It's
and you
Kevin
walk
Lyman,
outside
Kevin
and go,
Lyman,
wow, it's
Kevin Lyman,
BMX.
Kevin
And Kevin Lyman's out there setting up the barricade, 20 degrees.
Pennywise, did Kevin up? He's supposed to introduce Bad Religion and he accidentally said Pennywise earlier. I love this. Oh, I would be so f***ing stoked if I was in the crowd. I was like, this is what I came for. This is for shit. So much bass. Ice-T! A lot of chatter, a lot of chit-chatter on stage, guys.
To all my friends in Pasadena, especially those who won or with us too long. This one's for you!
Timothy's refusing to do the woes. Oh no! I want to see that moment. Fat Mike comes out and Fat Mike is like, no, Timothy, you gotta do the woes. The woes are the most important thing. And he's like, I'm not gonna even attempt the woes. This is like at a wedding when you're supposed to do something cute for the groom and you're like, I barely know them. I'm not gonna karaoke a song for them. What is he doing? That Mike, what the f, dude? Was he like, this isn't rowdy enough, this isn't crazy enough, I gotta go be a drunk asshole out? Don't. Mike, you don't.
When you're feeling too close to the wall, you know who it is you can count on.
Did they not discuss who was gonna sing? They're like, oh, you guys know Bro Him. You guys, it's easy. It's like woes. Like anyone can sing Bro Him. Just go out there. This guy knew the assignment. This guy, my man singing right now, he knew the assignment.
Forever if you die, I die, that's the way it is. Life is the most precious thing you can love.
Threw a guitar in the audience? No, please stop. Please stop. No more. No more. And then it's like a big fan thing. Ugh. I don't know, that was kind of wild. They meant that to be like a big fun collaboration, but there's a lot of notable people that were missing from there. I feel like Tyson, Panic at the Disco, and Pete Wentz, like they dipped pretty early. They got the out of there. If a friend asked me to watch that, I guess I would be in the audience. If I got hit by that guitar, I'd be so fucking pissed, dude. That's our tier list right there. Look at that. Look at that. That was Warped Tour 15 all the way in 2009. Can you believe it? It's been 16 years since then. That's crazy. That's wild. I just thought, given that the Warped Tour was still going on, that I should then look upon the past to a year in which I went, a year that I remember fondly. And it's not hard to see why they were so beloved by my like generation and my age group, because like you get to see all of these bands, all this experience for just a day of fun in the sun. You get to meet bands. You see sets that like your mom probably wouldn't let you see because she goes to the shows with you and she doesn't like metalcore. I wouldn't know anything about that, but I'm just guessing, like, if you're like that. It's cool to see now, like, how the bands perform outside of that memory, and it's cool to kind of like try and readjust and like, okay, what do I value from that time period as an adult, and what do I remember being good versus what like is the truth of that time period. And I think it's good whenever you can reevaluate your childhood, reevaluate your nostalgia. That's where I am. I'm Grace. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, Linktree somewhere around. Click on that to support me or to hear my own music. If you'd like me to do other Warped Tour years, please let me know which year you think is the best. Which year do you think will have the least amount of duds? Because I'm trying to think, like, is there a year where we can have 0 duds and then all on this top shelf? I don't know. But if you like this, then hopefully I'll do more of them. Thank you for watching. Stay swazzy, stay posse, and I'll catch you on the flip side.